What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rally Point. Let me know if you guys can hear me now. I'm sorry, I'm using a completely different program. I'm having to figure it out. Hopefully you guys love the graphics. Let me know if you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know in the chat. Making sure my mic is not muted this time. Great. Awesome. So, I'm glad everything is working. Listen, guys, we have an amazing show tonight. Okay? I know I took the week off as far as the interviews go. I will get into why I did that. One of the reasons why I did that. But if you guys could do me a favor, and before we get started with all this, click the share button on Facebook. Let's try to get as many people in on this as possible. I'm trying my best to reach as many of you guys as I can. I shared it with the First Engineers, or the First Engineer Battalion's Facebook. I've done a lot of back end work. If things look different, I've tried my best to make everything look as professional as possible for you guys, except for my left eye, which, you know, my 9-year-old gave me that yesterday. So today what we're going to be doing is I've got a brand new perspective for you guys. This is really exciting for me. I've got two people that did not serve with us in the First Engineers. They've got some really powerful messages for you guys, and I think it's going to be really cool. Also got a special birthday shout out. We got a brand new store that got set up. And then I'm going to give you my take on what I think and where I see Operation Intel Veteran Stories going from here. I'm really excited for today. I've been excited this whole week for this show. So stay tuned. I know you guys like that. I've been working all week on making this stream look as professional as possible. And the reason why I'm doing that is I feel an obligation to you guys. You guys have backed me 110%. And I feel like it's my obligation to put as much effort and as much time as possible into getting as many eyes as possible on these stories with fresh content, more shorts, more everything, and make it look a hell of a lot better. I feel like if we're going to do a professional job, I need to make it look more professional, and that's what I'm working on. So, before I get into all this today, I have a special birthday shout out. And the reason why I'm doing this at the beginning is because it's Longnecker's birthday, and if he is in here right now, happy birthday to Longnecker. I know he's going to absolutely love this. He's down in Puerto Rico right now. Eyes a little bit squinty. We were going to have him on the show tonight, but might not want to tonight, right? It's his 49th birthday. My bad, Longnecker. But I do have a fellow Buckeye, Dan Longnecker. Happy birthday, brother. I love you. So, we have a couple different things to get into. I know he is going to kill me for that, but I am perfectly fine with it. I am perfectly fine with him. It wouldn't be the first time I got cussed out by Longnecker, okay? I'm okay with it. I hope you guys absolutely love that. So, the same nonprofit, we're going to go into a nonprofit right now. I'm going to give you the same exact one that I gave you last week. I've been working on these graphics a lot this week. Earlier in the week, I was sick, and I'll get into that here in a second. But it's the nonprofit of the week. It's still going to be the Brett Whiteman Foundation. You can find them on the Facebook page, the Brett Whiteman Foundation. And what they do is something that I really find amazing. My uncle set this up. If you guys do not know, and you guys are new here, my cousin was killed in Iraq in 2005, August 3rd, 2005. He was killed by an IED. My uncle set up a nonprofit organization that gives a scholarship fund to one boy and one girl from East Clinton High School, which is the high school Brett went to. So it's one senior boy, one senior girl. They give them a scholarship fund. They do different things like poker runs. They've done races, like 5K races in the past that my family absolutely loves. So that's our nonprofit again this week. I am working on other nonprofits. As we get bigger, I'm going to be setting up an email for you guys to email over the nonprofits. We will be getting them on the show. I absolutely believe in that, and I want to get the word out about these nonprofits. Anything that helps out a veteran. So let's go into this week. This week I started out where I was sick as hell in the very beginning of the week. So I didn't do an interview. This was the first time since August, with the first time during the start of this show that I have not done an interview. And I felt like I better take advantage of that time, because you're going to see in the interviews, I'm making huge changes to all this. Again, I want to make this as professional as possible for you guys, because if I'm going to represent us, I'm going to do it in the most professional way that I possibly can. I decided that I would, since I was on the couch sick, that I would work on stuff, try to get some sleep, and then work on some more stuff. I've really been working my butt off on this. And you guys seen it with the intro. The intro is absolutely amazing. And that's just the beginning of it. I've got some really cool stuff coming for you guys. We're going to reach a lot of veterans with this. And if it's the last thing I do, I will make this successful, and we will make this successful, because I see the progress and what it's doing for other people. I see what it's doing for you guys. You guys are messaging me different people to interview. You guys are amazing. Another thing that I have to announce is everybody, if anybody knows Chuck, if LT could drop his Etsy store down in the chat right now. Chuck makes stickers. A lot of the things that we've been asked for is stickers. I didn't know how the hell to make stickers, I'll be honest with you. But the cool thing about our group is if there is a need, somebody knows how to do it. Chuck is like a professional sticker maker. I mean, this guy, the detail he goes into. He set up a store for you guys to go and buy stickers. I'm going to be putting that on the show next week. But down below is going to be a link to his store, his Etsy store, for the stickers. So if you want to support Chuck's hard work, because let me tell you something, it's not what you think it is with making stickers. I've been on calls with Chuck. He is real meticulous when it comes to these stickers, and he is the best person. He is the best person to make these. So support him. He's done a great job in figuring this stuff out. Right now we have the logo and the 7 deuces, but I'm sure he'll come out with more stuff. So definitely support Chuck. He's doing really good things. I'll have that up on the Facebook page. But let's get into tonight. Tonight I have something special for you guys. This was a perfect opportunity for me to show you guys the difference this channel is making. The difference that we're making outside of the people we went to Iraq with. And I think you guys are going to really love this. I have some really special people that are on the show tonight that I want to introduce to you guys. One person you guys may know. The other person you're not going to know, but you're going to get to know, because he is absolutely doing one hell of a job at promoting the page. And he's been watching all your guys' stories. Let me get them off of mute here. Other person you're not. There we go. This is Mikey, and the other person you guys may recognize, Casey Macaluso, in the kitchen cooking. And if you know anything about, let me tell you something. This lady messages me every day, even when I'm making ramen noodles, okay? Ramen noodles, and she's in the kitchen cooking some stuff I can't even pronounce, but they look delicious. Okay. How are you two doing tonight?
Doing good.
Good.
Live. I survived the flu. I mean.
Oh, yes.
You know what? That's what you get for sending me all that delicious food while I was on the couch. She's like, I'm about to cuss you out.
No, it's what I get for having a child that still believes in sneezing in another person's eyeballs. I mean, it is what it is.
No cover in the mouth. No. Here, take this. Chew.
No, just direct shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, number one, thank you both for being on tonight. This is going to be an awesome show. And the reason why I brought you two on tonight, and I had a little bit of a talk with you guys, is I think these guys need to hear the progress that they've made and the people that they've touched and an outside perspective. And I said this to you both before the show. I said, this was really important to me for people to see two people that did not deploy with us, but they're seeing a difference in what this channel is doing. Number one, I want to get into Mikey real quick, and then I'll come into you, Casey. I want everybody to kind of know a little bit about Mikey and his background. So, Mikey, tell us a little bit about you. I'll be honest with you. I've known Mikey for a while now, and Mikey was in the Army as well. He was a good friend of my best friend. And Mikey, tell the guys and the girls a little bit about yourself, your time in service, where you're living at right now, a little bit about you. You're on mute, buddy. Unmute your mic.
I went to Relax in Jackson for basic, and then I went to Fort Eustis for AIT. I was an 88 hotel. I was a cargo specialist. Got stationed in Fort Hood, which really is the hood. I was in a transportation unit obviously, it was 297th ICTC, which is Inland Cargo Transportation Company, part of the 15th Sustainment Brigade. I was there from beginning of 08 to 2010. Then I got out and pretty much went back to New York, met my wife, and we moved to Vegas, and now we're here in Vegas. Like Tim said, I've known his best friend for a while. We met in Fort Hood and always over drinking. That's usually how it worked out. I always had a bottle of Hennessy and always made Matt drink some Hennessy. Why we, hey, let's go hit this bottle real quick. But I see what Tim's doing with this channel, and I love what he's doing. And I couldn't be more happy that he found something that can not only bring you guys that all serve together and we're deployed together and everything, actually get you guys back together and communicate with one another, because that's something that the Army does teach you. And, you see a bunch of other people spoof about it. You'll meet your best friends there, and then, hey, we're going to ship you here, ship you there. You guys are never going to see each other again. And then before you know it, it's 20 years later, and it's like, hey, but that's how you know somebody's a real friend. When you can get back on the line with somebody after not seeing each other, talking to each other 15, 20 years, and it's like you never left. That's how you know, those people are always in your heart and you're in theirs. So what's going on here is just trying to get everybody to get back together and show like, hey, no matter what your situation is, no matter what's going on with you, there's always somebody that's going to be there to listen to you and be there for you, no matter whether you served with them or not. And that's something that, like, again, anybody that was in the military has experienced. You don't need to be from a particular unit, a particular MOS, just have your own experience. And, and the more people that share, the more people that will maybe open up, because hearing fellow veterans talk about stories that, who've they told before? You know what I mean? Usually you keep stuff like that in because you don't want to tell anybody your stories, because you don't want to be judged. You don't want to feel like you're embarrassed or, yeah. So it's hearing other people talk helps with that a lot, especially knowing that, you weren't alone in the fight.
Yeah. And one thing that I want everybody in the chat to know about Mikey. He's one of the first people that said, what can I do to help? And Mikey has made flyers that he's going to be distributing out into Vegas and putting up different places with the QR code on it. So this touches more veterans, because I truly believe in what we're doing.
Absolutely.
And I think the more eyes that get on this channel, the bigger it's going to get. And I think it takes all of us to sharing the story, sharing every single post that we can to get the word out that this is the place to be, to build a community that's going to support one another. And I think that's huge. That's why I started this. That's what all you guys want, but it's also helped all you guys. And I see it. I see it in certain people. And I know that I have said that week after week, that I see a difference in what we're doing here. But I've also said week after week that it's also touching more people than just us veterans. It's touching people that are the wives of these guys. It's touching mothers. Because a lot of the times the wives don't hear these stories. That's the reason why Casey Macaluso is on here tonight, because she is one of the ones that would message me and tell me, hey, thank you, because I can see a difference in Mac. Casey, tell me exactly, well, for the people that don't know who you are, go ahead and introduce yourself as well. A lot of these people know who you are. But go ahead and do an introduction to yourself as well.
Okay. Well, I'm Casey Macaluso. I'm John Macaluso's wife. We met 4 years ago and have been together ever since. The first in-depth I've gotten about the military with him was the reunion in New Orleans when I got an exposure to reality, to these guys who are on the wall, going out, seeing each other like they just saw each other last week. Everything. The funniest story I have is we were all sitting down at a bar and they were telling a story. And it took 20 of them to tell one story because each held a key that unlocked another piece of the puzzle. And light bulbs were going off one by one at the table, not in any particular order, as if this happened yesterday. And now seeing everything that you're doing for these guys, I did not know Mac's military story. He never opened up to me about it. It was never a discussion, never really a topic. And then the terror attack happened. And that was my first insight of PTSD in my home. Mac really struggled. It took a lot out of him, and then me not knowing how to handle it myself, for him to process and return to reality. Because the first thing when I got to him, he said, he's like, it was like Iraq. It's like I'm back in Iraq, and getting him out of that. But now these calls that he is ready with his drink and he's run into the room and he's ready to have this conversation. It's like having long lost brothers for him. And it's healing a part of him that I didn't know was broken. Yeah. I didn't know how broken he was until these conversations came up about firefights, about Gregory Wright, about all these things that have happened, and just watching the laughter. I've not seen him laugh like that. I've never seen Mac laugh like that. And trying to explain some of these stories to me, as we discussed before this, the Ford symbol in Iraq, and the fuck are you people? Y'all some strange, we'll leave it at that. But what this channel's doing, it's healing parts of people they didn't know were broken. And hearing these stories and actually knowing my spouse I could have never met him. Yeah. I have a brother who served for 20 years. He's been deployed multiple times, and living with the reality after 9/11 that he could maybe not come home. And now having a husband who served and hearing his story, but now knowing that I have a phone I could pick up and I can call these brothers if he's having a bad time, like, hey, he needs you. Yeah. I don't know if someone's always going to pick up the phone.
I'll tell you something. I think that is, I want to build a bigger community, because I see outside of our group a need for exactly what we're doing with these groups. Because one of the biggest things is kind of what you said, Casey, is that let's say Mac or anybody, myself, is struggling. We don't have to, and Mike, you brought this up too. You brought up a hotline, but what I thought was cool, I've seen so much good come out of this group that I think building a community out of this, where there's a call button up there that where somebody will always answer. I think that would be fantastic, because I've seen it could be 2:00 in the morning and I'm waking up and I'm looking on the phone and I see like 3 people on the live call. It's amazing, because I know for me, a lot of the times I felt like there were thoughts going through my head and I just couldn't tell anybody. And there's times where you can't sleep and stuff like that. And being able to hit that call button and knowing that somebody that understands is on the other line is fantastic. But more so than that, I think we can build a community out of this to where it touches outside of our group. So something to where not just us can do it, because I want to hear more stories. I can say, hey, Mikey, you went through this. I understand. This is what I went through.
Yep.
Sort of like, have you guys ever sat down at a bar and heard two veterans talking and tried to put your ear over there just to kind of hear the stories and stuff? What this channel is doing is it's giving civilians also a glimpse inside of PTSD, what life is like after you come back from a combat zone. But they still don't understand. The people on that other line, if we build this community, will understand. And I think it's really cool. You know, Mikey, I know you've been watching all these interviews and stuff. Are there any moments that kind of stick out to you that kind of touched you? And I understand you're not going to know a lot of the names and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I totally get that. Were there any situations where you kind of looked at and you were like, holy shit?
I would say, what was it? I think last week or the week before episode, where you had the video go viral.
Oh,
you know,
Hollywood.
Because, you know, it really shows, you know what I mean, your guys' perspective. You know what I mean? It's just not, you know, telling a story about it. You know what I mean? You're telling the story and you're witnessing. It's not just about hearing it. You're almost getting the firsthand, you know, account of what's really going on. And then you could actually, it's hard to imagine even just taking what you're saying and just seeing a quick glimpse like that and being like, holy shit, I wonder, you know, how far that really went. Like you can't imagine what, you know, that day was like if you weren't there, but you're getting both you know, first count of what happened. And it just goes to show, like, again, how much of a relationship you build with somebody.
Yeah. And, you know, and Casey, what did you think about seeing that video other than it going viral, which I thought was hilarious because now we named him Hollywood Dave. Hollywood Dave, because I've tried to recreate that short and it doesn't go anywhere. Okay. It must have been Dave's face. He looks like a giant teddy bear. But what did you think about that video?
You know, it's just hearing the different perspectives for me. It's piecing together stories that John tells me and then hearing somebody else's perspective. I'm like, well, wait, he told it a little bit differently. Let me listen to this one. And really, it's not just his story. It's been everything, like with the firefight. I was never really told about that. And then hearing it from somebody else, I'm like, holy shit, he was in the depths of it, you know, and just watching the videos of the firefight that, I don't know, Chance Chuck took that video, I think.
Which one was it?
The firefight.
Yeah. It was a firefight. Are you talking about which episode was that?
Yeah.
That was with Cahill. Yeah.
That was with Cahill. Okay. Yeah. And just knowing and hearing things just randomly that were happening out there that we as civilians had no idea really what is actually going on out there.
Yeah, and that whole day was really messed up. And you know, just to give some context behind that, if you guys haven't heard it, what we were doing is we were blowing a house up because we kept getting blown up on the road right outside of it. And tanks were supposed to be there before we got there. They never showed up. So we didn't know what we were walking into. We didn't know if there was anybody going to be in there. Nothing. Well, we strapped it all up with C4, and then I forget who it was. LT could probably tell us. But they started driving around saying loud explosion, get ready for a loud explosion, which was the stupidest thing in the freaking world, because you don't tell people that you're going to blow something up and not think you're going to get freaking shot at. And Sergeant Smith says, oh, I got a good idea. Let's go to this alleyway. And I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I turn my back and start getting shot at. And I'm like, you want to talk about your butt puckering? That, I'm telling you what, it was insane. And then once you guys started, where that clip started, I was on top of the building that we were blowing up, and then the tank fired into that building, and I'll be putting that onto a short too. But we on top of the building, Longnecker, me, and Sergeant Lowry had no clue that this tank was going to fire. So you just kind of felt the building go like this. And Lowry took a video of me, and maybe I'll share it. I don't know. He goes, "What are we doing?" And I said, "I think I just pissed myself." I had no clue that this tank was going to fire. But it was, that was a crazy day. And that was only like a 10-second clip. That clip goes on for like, I think like 10 minutes. And then you have hellfires that Santa Claus Lion had where the hellfire goes over top. I love giving him a hard time, especially when he can't say, anything back, right? So that day was really crazy. And I don't want to take up too much of your guys' time. I know you guys have a lot going on. You're out there in Las Vegas, and you're currently cooking. That's not funny. That's not. I think I made a deal with her about the gumbo, though, Mac.
We reached an agreement.
I think we reached an agreement.
Now you got to get it signed and notarized.
Yeah. I won't share it with. I promise you, I won't share it with nobody because, see, when it comes to stuff like that, no.
That's the family recipe.
Exactly. But I want you guys to kind of give a message to these guys on here of, what you have thought about their stories and stuff like that. Because to me, sometimes when we're on here, it seems like we're the only ones listening to our stories, which is still really cool. But I want these guys to know that they're touching more than just our guys. I want you to tell them exactly what it kind of has done for you and meant to you. Maybe your thoughts about it. Mikey, you can go first since you're...
Sure.
You're on top. You can't see the setup, but you're on top here, okay? And then we'll go on to Casey.
Just that I'm glad that it's done a lot for you guys and that's in your unit. And, you can see how, like you say, with the phone call that happens on every Sunday and everything. I'm glad that it's helping you guys and, you guys feel that it's not anything else. It's not, you guys know that sorry, you guys got each other's backs. It's, even though it's been so long, it doesn't matter how long it will be. Just, keep being there for one another and keep showing each other love, and everything else will fall into place.
Well, I definitely want to welcome you to our community, even though that you'll probably get a bunch of people adding you. These guys are awesome. Mikey talks a lot of shit too, guys. So, he's a really good guy. Him and his wife have met my kids. My kids actually probably like his wife just a tad bit more than they do him. But amazing person. Thank you for supporting our channel and being a part of our community, because at the end of the day, you're a veteran too, man. And
the one good thing I want to say too is, the one good thing about the Army did too is it made us meet people from all over the country. Yeah. So like you were talking about the timing, just because it's 3:00 in the morning for one person, like it would only be 12 o'clock for me.
That is true. I figured that out when I did the Chuck interview, right? He's out in California and Chuck is Asian, and I thought that he would be good with technology. Chuck is not good with technology. I was doing this interview at 1:00 in the morning, my time. And I'm like, I'm about to fall asleep, but it was fun. I would stay up till 3:00 in the morning for these guys. I have another interview coming up tomorrow that I'm doing. And you guys are going to see something big that hopefully I can pull off. I got a lot of studying to do tonight on how to get it done, but one way or another, I'm going to get it done for us. Casey, do you have any last things you want to say?
So, just about the channel, it's nice to know that my husband has someone to go to at all times. If he can't talk to me about an issue, because I've never been in the military, but knowing there's a phone call that he can make and someone's always going to be there, it doesn't matter day, time, hour, to see freaking Santa curled up in his pajamas and all wrapped up. You know, he's on the other line or John in a bubble bath reaching out to someone else reaching out to him. It's nice to know there's a brotherhood that is going to be lifelong, you know, and that it's like y'all never left.
Yeah.
And to know that he's got people he can always lean on, it makes me feel a lot better about his mental health and his struggles, knowing he has his friends.
Yeah. And I really do appreciate that you have been you've talked to all of us, and you have joked with a lot of us, and you're now a part of our family. Both of you are. We all love talking to you. We all love talking shit to you. I know I do. Yeah, you better be used to it.
Grab another croquette.
See what I'm talking about? Do you understand what I go through, Mikey?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm hungry.
I know.
It's almost dinner time here.
Yeah, you know, I'll probably be making. I made hamburgers tonight. I might have a hamburger tonight. I'm not liking you very much right now, but anyway, I want to welcome you guys and thank you guys so much for being on this channel.
Absolutely.
We're gonna do great things, and I really do think that this is going to get out to more people. The more people that we get it out to, the better we're going to be. Thank you both for being on the show tonight. I know it was kind of short notice for both of you.
All right.
P.S. You do not sound like Kermit tonight.
I kind of got my voice back. So earlier, not so much. It was bad. It was real bad. It was really bad.
Well, listen, I'm going to let you both go. Thank you guys so much for being on and kind of sharing your perspective on what this channel is doing, because I think this was a really special show just because it's two people, something different that I've never done before. And you both mean a lot to me for coming on. And I know there's a chat room full of people right now that appreciate you both for coming on tonight and kind of telling exactly what you guys have been seeing with the channel and stuff. So thank you very much. I love you both.
Have a good night.
You too.
Night.
Good night. Enjoy your food.
Oh, I will.
Bye.
Bye.
You know, when it comes to like, Mikey is one of those guys that he's a great friend. And it goes to show you exactly what the Army kind of brings to you. And you don't have to serve with these people. And they're still like your brothers. Mikey has checked in on me for a long time now. But then being able to bring Casey into that and hear what this channel has done, and it started tearing me up. That's why I went to Just Her Alone, because it's what I wanted for this. It's kind of what I envisioned it helping out so much. And the fact that it's doing what it's doing with our group that we deployed with is something that is very special in itself. But I could only imagine what this is going to do outside of our community, right? I want to build a community, and this kind of goes into where I was telling you guys where I see the show going. I here pretty soon, I'm going to be doing interviews with people outside of our group, outside of the First Engineers. And I want to build a community where we have each other's backs, where there's a call button up there, maybe a Facebook group, and I'm sure somebody in the chat can help us out with that. You guys have been great at supporting this channel. I don't know about you guys, but even me on this end, I knew that I was doing something positive for the channel by doing the graphics this week, but I still missed the interview. I still missed having to edit the stuff and getting to sit down with somebody and just get to know them. That's always a fun part of my week. I'm going to tell you guys kind of what this Sunday show has done for me. It used to be that Sundays were the worst time of the week for me. And it's because my kids go back to their moms on Sundays. And if you guys know me, you know I love being around my kids. A lot of you guys will see them in the background. They mean the world to me. And when I first started doing this show, it was like, I need to find something to do while they're not here. I never thought in a million years that I would land on something like this. You guys have turned my Sundays into something that I now look forward to the show. I look forward to the call afterwards. I look forward to this stuff. Love doing it. So thank you guys and everything that you guys have done for me personally. So that's the reason why I'm working. I'll be honest with you. I'm working my ass off on it. Even on the days where I'm running 101 point something temperature, I'm still working on this channel. So what I'm going to do is I'm setting up an email address. I will have that out on the Facebook page this week. What that email address is, it's going to be strictly for people you guys think should be guests, and nonprofits. Sergeant Smith told me about that. He said you should start an email address where you can kind of keep it organized. And that's been the hardest part for me, is there's so much going on that you guys don't see when it comes to the setup and stuff like that. There's a lot that goes into this, that it's easy to kind of lose things between the cracks. But one thing I do know is you guys have my back, and that has been awesome. So I'm going to read some of the comments right now because it's been kind of hard to read the comments at once. Here soon, I'm going to be able to put the chat in the window like I had it on the other program. So it's a little bit easier for me to read as I go, so I don't have to look over to the side. We have a lot going on. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do for the channel. You guys have been awesome. Also, if you weren't here on the very beginning of the show, Chuck has made us stickers. Please, by all means, support the hard work that he's done. He set up the Etsy store. He's worked his butt off on these stickers, and he's doing that for you guys. So, I'm going to ask you guys what you think, because I truly want to know, because I'm kind of proud of the graphics, but I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think about the new setup? Well, I'm really interested to know that. I think it looks pretty daggone cool. I love the intro. That's something that absolutely blew my mind once it came out. I don't know if you've seen the very beginning when it said Real Heroes, the picture that was on there. That's a picture that was in the Dropbox of Sergeant Wright. I don't know if anybody noticed that. That shit was amazing. Okay. Marie, does the audio sound good, or is it it doesn't need work. The new setup looks so good. Yeah, thanks, Mac. I want to tell you something, and this is a shout out to you. Your wife is awesome. She has checked in on me when I was sick. She sent me a recipe that I couldn't make because I was too sick, but she's awesome. You got yourself a good person, and I'm so proud of you that you found somebody that really cares the world about you, because I can see that she does. Good. Marie, if you could message me here in a little while, tell me exactly what the audio is sounding like. That's something that I do struggle with, is the audio. I'm good with graphic stuff, but the audio is hard to figure out. But listen, guys, I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I just want you guys to know that I'm working my ass off for you guys. Sounds great. Okay, good. Just so you know, the upgraded mic did come from LT Emery. She's going to be doing a podcast here soon as well. And I'm a big supporter of her because she has been one hell of a supporter to us. So definitely check that out as well. Okay, so the distance. Okay. All right, so sit closer to it. I got you. Yeah, you have gained some weight, buddy. Oh boy. But I understand why. Okay. I see the food that she fixes you. I get it. Okay, I understand, but oh boy, I'm telling you what, you're a big boy now. That Speedo don't fit like it used to, Mac. Listen, guys, I love you guys. Make sure you stay here, though, because I got an outro for you guys, too, that I thought was really cool. Be looking out for the trailer. I'm going to try to do something different with it. I've been working on it. I've got somebody really cool that I've been wanting to interview for a while now. The trailer's going to be out Tuesday. I'm playing around with times because of the algorithm on YouTube. I'm also going to be putting out the video still on Thursdays. Okay. Well, listen, you guys, be looking out for that next interview. I've got a new setup for it too. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a great week, and I'll see you next Sunday.